Hi, thank you, Joy. Thank you for joining us here at the Carabos Podcast Sport Edition. Yes, my name is Casey, the field footballer, and of course, I'm here in the studio with a very notable sport analyst. Of course, we have with me Englishman. Yes, if you watched our Chelsea watch along against Manchester, I called him the Chelsea tormentor. Yes, that's my name for him on this program. Englishman. Welcome to the show, and of course, we have Clayton, the field coach. Yes, the master tactician. Thank you very much. All right, so this is the Premier League review show. Yes, and what we're going to be doing, of course, is going to see all the matches that have been played across England, of course, within the weekend. Yes, and we're starting with the Manchester United Fulham that was played on Friday. Yes, but of course, before you leave, we have the very big news, the big boys. Yes, we're talking about Chelsea. But then let's start with Manchester United, first of all, against Fulham. Yes, that was a very good match. 3 points in the bag for Manchester United against Fulham. Yes, I saw the play, I saw the coordination, I saw a lot of things from Eric Ten Hag. Um, Clint, are they looking like a comfortable side right now? Or do they still need some improvements here and there?
Manchester United played a very good game on Friday.
Mm,
Um, it's expected. It's expected because when you look at that midfield, it's well packed with Rashford played from midfield this time.
mm,
We had Bruno Fernandes playing as a false nine, although at times he alternates with Rashford and um, sometimes you see Casemiro pushing forward too.
mm,
It was a packed midfield. Um, Man U is not fully ready, I think, because when they meet the big boys, I see this team faltering. Um, Although they had a good game, I'm just looking out to see how Eric Ten Hag will bring in the new sign-ons to the team.
mm.
Looking forward to seeing um, Delete and the young chap also playing together. It's going to be an interesting one during the course of the season. But talking about the match on Friday was a good one. It could have gone either way,
True.
because Fulham also put up a good fight.
Yes,
Uh,
we saw it from Fulham. Yes,
yeah,
we saw the
just
Iwobi and the Calvin
yes,
Bassett and the rest of them. Excuse me. So
it's just that
yes,
they lacked the finishing,
mm,
which was their undoing for that day.
that has always seemed like their problem. I mean, Fulham.
Mm.
That has always been their problem from time immemorial. They try to get it right from the defense, midfield, but when they get to the attack, it just falls down like falling parks. But then let's look at more of the Manchester United team. And yes, you said you were about to see the way bringing in the young guys into the fray and see if they can bring up something for Manchester United. But then I'm looking at them contending for top four. Do you see Manchester United? That this would be for Englishman right now. Do you see Manchester United as a team that would make up the top four with what we saw them play against Fulham um, on Friday?
Thank you very much. It's a good thing having me in this platform again today. I would, when you were asking that question, I have already started laughing. And I think you should know why I was opening my teeth at the first place. The, the truth is this: Manchester United, they are not a fantastic team anymore as they used to be. Uh, they are just their performance against Fulham. They are playing an average team like them. So it's assumed that because they had a very big name before, they should perform more better, or people should look at their way, to see expect more. But to be honest, they tried looking at the team they played. You understand? Because when they meet the people, some teams like maybe Man City, Arsenal, even Chelsea, and some other teams that are equally good somehow. I bet you they wouldn't put this stunt day because I can count few people that were outstanding in the match. Somebody like Harry Maguire was outstanding in the match. He actually did well in the defense.
Match, where Maguire they turn to shining star. You can want to
I
live
swear.
that kind of match in your head.
So you can imagine. You understand that kind of thing. You can imagine. So such a match. Then somebody like uh, okay, he mentioned what is his name?
Englishman,
Okay,
before you go ahead to analyze the full thing, I just ask like, do you see them meeting the top four?
no, I didn't see them meeting the top four. You should be asking whether they will meet the top eight. You understand that kind of a thing. So you are exaggerating by asking of top four now. You should just let's base it on top eight. Do I see them meeting the top eight? Then I can now answer because I see that top four as an impossible thing for them. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's move on. Let's move on. And that's much said about Manchester United. Yes, we also have Arsenal. Arsenal also played on Saturday. We also had Liverpool match. But let's go to Arsenal. I know both of you are Arsenal good boys. Yes. Clint, are you excited about what Arsenal displayed against Wolves? That was a 2-0 win and of course 3 points in the bag. Is this something? Are you proud of your team? Can you beat your chest and say, hey, Usogun Sogun Ejimba?
So the game on Saturday was a good game. You could see those brilliant flashes, but I don't think we're there yet. But one thing that keeps coming to my mind is the man called Kai Havertz.
Don't Please don't bring up that guy. As a Chelsea fan, anytime I see Kai Havertz in that jersey, I feel angry. I feel cheated. You know how you did when you're in a relationship and you've been cheated severally by your
No,
by
no,
your
you can't say that.
by your partner.
I Harvest is not that good. We are trying to harvest him. We have two people
Hmm.
to start elevating him again. You
See,
get
no,
so it's all about
Englishman, you are getting harvest wrong. You see the anointing about that harvest. It looks like he's going to drop dead the next minute.
Yes, the next minute.
But he keeps going and banging eagles, giving assists. I hate
You
that
know,
guy right now. Just
you
this
know,
just
you
for the
know,
record, anyways.
Casey. I was watching a pre-match interview of the Arsenal team,
Mm.
and the question came to them: do you think will open the scoring on Saturday? Casey, two-thirds of that team mentioned Havertz.
Mm.
Then today again, I read something from Rio Ferdinand where he was talking, they having a discussion with Declan Rice, and Declan Rice was like, "People don't know what Havertz is made of. I can't see it, but there must be something the
he's an invisible
coaches
player. Yeah.
and the players are seeing on the training ground that made them have that belief in him. And come to think of it, he has not disappointed.
Mm-mm.
He's
Mm-mm.
growing from strength to strength,
He
which
does
makes
not
me think,
disappoint. He does not
yes,
disappoint, and that guy is a he's not a waster of chances. He doesn't
no,
waste
no,
chances.
no, at all,
If he
at
doesn't
all.
score, it's because the chance did not come. If the chance
Yes,
presents itself, Hazard will bury that. I am Havertz rather will bury
yes.
that chance. And like I said, I hate him. Like right now, I hate him with a passion. In
You
short, I don't
know,
even hate him. I hate the people that arrange his sale to Arsenal.
Harvest is a threat for marking. That guy possess what I saw in him is just that space that he covers when it comes to marking.
Yes.
He must not be aggressive that much. But you see, his
He
sense
will put
of
you off
covering
balance.
space, yes, yeah, thank you. I saw it in him. If you understand techniques in football, you will see that he knows it very, very well. You understand? So maybe
Hmm.
that is part of what those guys are seeing in him, that, or somebody like the coach is seeing in him, that makes him always put him there to represent. Like you say,
So
he will always
But
put
I
your
still
back.
have a problem with that left side of the midfield,
mm,
right?
Okay.
Um, if a Merino can finally come, that will be solved. Then we also there was a scare during the game when Saka went down. Um,
Hmm.
I still think we need a cover for Saka. That being said, we won't forget a Merino and a cover for Saka. I think the team is good. The goalkeeper was superb on Saturday. That flashing heading that he saved was I already
Hmm.
counted it as a goal, but he saved
Yeah.
that goal, and it shows the team is almost ready, almost.
I think I will share of you. I will share in your optimism, Clint. Yes, looking at the Arsenal team, of course, they are just continuing what we saw, the brilliance we saw of them last season. I still saw those flashes, and of course, this is the first match of the season, so you don't
Mm.
expect to see the whole brilliant display all of a sudden. So it's going to build up. But I saw those those flair, those whatever about the team. But then let me even ask you: do you think, as an Arsenal fan, of course, I know you are very passionate about your team. Is this the season where they are going to beat Manchester City to the title?
Me?
Yes, or it's too early to
Okay,
call. Yes,
okay.
you are
So
the
so
Arsenal man.
so two things. Last season we've shown that Man City is beatable,
Mm,
right? Now, what Arsenal needs is just these two things I told you about. If we can get that sorted, and we pray that they're injury free through most part of the season, I think it will be the Arsenal season. Because if you watch let me not just don't go forward, but if you watch the Man City game, you will see that it was just the Chelsea team that let them let themselves down. If you had a good finisher, you would have ended that game in the first half.
mm, mm. True, true. All right, so I would leave. For me, I think I'm okay with Arsenal on their chances. Of course, they played with so much flair, and you could see the finesse. And talking about the man Kai Havertz, that guy is something. So the people that sold that guy to Chelsea need flogging, serious beat. But we are coming to Chelsea and the serious problem this season. Let's take it down to Liverpool. Liverpool met Ipswich Town, and that was like a 2-0 whitewashing. Yes, and of course, what do you expect? Salah, the man, he did it again. But this is more like they have not signed any player this season. Englishman, Liverpool have not signed any player this season. Yet we are already seeing them blazing. Because it was not just about the goal. They played really well. So, in your opinion, Englishman, Liverpool, are they a team to watch this season?
Uh, I will say that they will only be a team to watch if the current coach knows what he's doing.
That's an a slot.
Yeah, because they still have the team, okay, and those guys are good. If you watch them, you know that they are still in their forms. So it now depends on the coach techniques and how he is able to hold them, and
What he
encourage them
wants
to
to
play
do
more.
actually.
Exactly. So they are team to watch, and their team, in short, they will be in that top four if the coach is good.
Mm.
It's one thing for you to have a team, and it's another thing to know how to use them,
Use them,
right?
yes.
Playing players to their strength. which is what some coaches lack, right? Um, you might have a good team, good set of players, but knowing how to use them, get the best out of them, is what matters.
Hmm.
So if the new coach can use them to their full potential, I see them doing some great things this season.
He had an interview and he said he's not really interested in getting new players,
Mm,
right? Because he feels like coming into the team, he saw players that deserve more time.
Yes.
So he would rather use the players he has than getting new players. Then he also said they should just improve on facilities on the field in their
mm,
state.
You
That's
know,
what. But if
you know,
he must get a player, that player has to be a player that will add value
value.
to the
you know
team.
that is the only place I can say that is a good person as a coach. You understand that aspect that when he came in and said these players are good shows that he knows what he's doing already. It's not like other people that will rush and start buying players anyhow. Because you can't tell me somebody like
It's not like Chelsea.
yeah, it's not like Chelsea. You know, so see a team that have Thiago, Ibrahim Konate, Bijie, Bijie, Van Dijk, and the rest of them, Diego Jota, and all those guys in that team. They are so fantastic. So any good
Mm,
coach can still use these guys and
and get the
even
best
carry
out
the
of
lead
them.
and get the best out of it. So his statement already shows that he will be in the right position to drag for the lead, except if he deviates. Like my brother said, if he knows how to use these players to their strength and know when not to use them, that's it.
All right, taking nothing away from Mo Salah, of course, he got a new record of scoring the ninth consecutive time for every opening match of the season. Yes, that's Mo Salah breaking new records there at Liverpool. All right, now that's for Liverpool. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Chelsea. Wait, before I talk of Chelsea, you know, even the Bible says, "He who God likes is the person he chastises." So we'll suffer that wage not to leave. Let's wait for it. Let's go to Man City. Man City, of course, they had
But
a
Casey,
different.
how can you talk about that game and not talk about Chelsea? Obviously, the Chelsea discussion will come
I
into the
feel like
game.
Chelsea, based on saying that them be Olodo, then them will go use end the show. So let's talk of people that are flying. Oh, you didn't fly first of all, and before you start talking of people that are crawling. In the first Man City are high flyers. They got their 3 points, and of course, they got it against a top team, which Chelsea. Um, we saw everything. We saw the work. We saw the finesse. Really, there's really nothing new to talk about Man City. It's always the same. They would always dominate you. They would always beat you hands down. They don't play you by luck. They play you hands down and they get their win. And even when it's your home, they were playing Chelsea like they were in Etihad, whereas they were in Stamford Bridge. It was
True.
a humiliation on all levels. All right, so we saw the De Bruynes of this world. We saw Haaland and then Bernardo
We
Silva.
saw
All of
Deki.
them, and they were all on the pitch. Um, is that going to change anytime soon? Do you think there's anything from what we've seen this beginning of the season right now? Is there anything that you think, of course, maybe Arsenal and we're not sure of Liverpool yet, that can actually still rescue this title? Because it's very painful that from the first day of the season, you're already seeing title winners. It doesn't speak so much about the Premier League because we know the Premier League to be very competitive, where you dare don't say who is going to win from the first half of the season. But what we saw against Chelsea yesterday, Man City dominated as usual. Clint, do you think there will be any changes
Mm.
going down the line to Man City's performance?
Man City performed very well. Yeah, yeah, that was yesterday. But like I said earlier on, it's still down to the Chelsea team because if the Chelsea team took their chances, we won't be saying the same thing right now, right? So it's been shown from last season that this, no matter how fantastic this Man City team is, they are still beatable, right? We've seen teams they lost, I think, three or four or five matches last season, and they were outplayed in those matches. Take for example the match they played against Arsenal. Um, Arsenal played them thoroughly, right?
Mm,
Arsenal matched them man for man. Um, in this league, one good thing about Premier League is not in the way you come in and say there are some small boys in the league, we can get away with some things. It's not the Premier League. Tomorrow, a Wolves can be in form, top form, and beat this Man City team. Fatigue can set in for the team, and yes, we know they have a good bench.
mm.
They have a good bench. In fact, they have a fantastic bench. Um, the team will still try this season, but I don't think they can go all the way like we used to see them in previous seasons.
Mm. Okay, so Englishman, let me ask you the same question. In your opinion, anyway, is there any possibility of Man City not getting this title this season?
To be honest with you, the possibility is slim for them not to get the title. You know why? You already know I am a Pep Guard fan. Very strong one because I love professionalism. There are some people that when you talk about professionalism is in their DNA. You can't take it out from them in anything they are doing. When it comes to football, no man, no coach, no manager can equal Pep Guard. And once that man is still there in Man City with this same squad, talk about Jeremy Doku, De Bruyne, Phil Foden, all these top strikers that used to destroy human beings in the field, with their strength and everything, and you still now have a good coach like Pep Guard, that even his speed is a strength. Is all Locozed boost, that
Mm.
kind of a thing. So, it's now become so unimaginable. Even if you beat them, how many teams will be able to beat them in a season? That is the problem. Other teams that are performing well, let me say Arsenal. Okay, they might well have a good coach and a good team, but do they have that percentage of professionalism like Pep Guard, who can stick and be strong enough to persist and finish? These are the things. So you might even if they had fatigue once and maybe lose one match, you see them after losing one match, they will win more than 10 matches straight. So which other team does these things like this? That is
Okay,
the issue.
so the reason I asked you guys this question, the reason I asked you guys this question is I've seen them against Chelsea opening match of the season. No hope for Chelsea. We saw them against Man U Community Shield. No chance.
Yes.
So the only team they are yet
It
to
was close. It was close. The
against
community
Man
shield
U.
was close. Yes, it was
They
Against,
finished
close.
man. They finished man. Only that they
they
didn't
finished,
score.
in my opinion, Clint.
That's what I'm saying. It was close.
You know, you
If
know, you know, you
if
know Man
if
U.
that game had to go to the penalties, it shows it was close.
My people that started with what's that their Bob.
See, regardless, they played against.
Started with
So it
Bob.
was it was
The
Manchester
wins
United
and all those
against
small small boys.
Manchester City. I'm
when
telling you.
when they when they brought in the men, eh? When when they brought in they brought in so like they brought in three players in one. Papa just dey run things for middle of the park. I do
Everything
not
changed.
think maybe going forward they can still do so, but I do not think Man U can stand Man City squad for squad. I don't think so. So now the only hope I'm looking at maybe is Liverpool because they have a new coach. Who knows? The guy can be so tactical and he can run Pep street.
So what do you say about Arsenal?
No,
We
Arsenal,
did it last season.
Arsenal, of course. Arsenal, no, Arsenal is like the sure banker that you know that might get a result against Pep, but not any of these other teams, Man U or Chelsea. No chance. No chance. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on to Chelsea. But the problem in Chelsea is plenty, but we'll start from let's take first one. All right, so Ryan Sterling was left out of the team in the opening match, and of course, his team, his management team, they released a statement that suggests that of course they feel like somebody is trying to force him out of the club, but he's determined to stay put in Chelsea and of course fight for his shirt. Now, so a lot of controversies are out there saying, okay, even if you have this kind of feeling, you're a professional player, you're not supposed to release statements, just like that. And even if you must release it, not on the match day, like how do you want your team members to feel and all those other blah 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 stuff. But then let's look at it objectively from two sides. First of all, Ryan Sterling, in your opinion, Clint, is he fit and good enough? We saw him in preseason. He looked like the only life wire in that team.
Yes. Casey, I am surprised he was dropped for that game. I am surprised because
Hmm.
if you look at the Chelsea team during the preseason, who else can you say performed
Nobody, nobody,
so well
nobody.
during the preseason? He was the only person. So why drop him for a very crucial match like
Against Man
that?
City,
It's just
it's a finidi situation.
I can't.
Mm, mm, mm,
Mm.
mm.
So even if you prefer to play Kuku ahead of him, quite understandable. Well, he should be in that team because at some point we saw that Nkuku ran out of ideas.
He's still young.
That would have been a perfect time to introduce a Sterling.
Coming with
Have Palmer,
experience, star
have Palmer
player, world
working
class
them
player.
on the right, have Sterling working them on the left, knowing fully well that you have a useless what's it called? A useless Jackson as a striker who doesn't know how to finish.
Mm.
I think Nicholas Bentner is better than him. Yes, Bentner was a goal king.
Yeah.
When you compare him
Hey, it
to
just reminded
Nicholas
me of
Jackson,
one error in football, Bentner.
No, but
he's
Bender
better
was
than
he
him.
was scoring goals now.
He
In
was
the
scoring
days,
goals.
in the days of Arsenal, when Arsenal used to wallow in pain, once you see Arsenal fans shout to the next year, hi, Bentner!
So in a team where you have, um, I think Roger is still in the team.
I'm
Roger is still in the team.
yeah, he's
So
still there.
why is he injured?
There
Why
were
is he
so
not
many
starting ahead of?
players. There were so many players that were left out. Ben
A
Chilwell,
lot,
Stasny, a lot of them
a
that we
lot.
don't know. So okay, so let's establish the fact that Chelsea have an oversized team.
Oversized 56 players.
It's
Let's
too
put together
much.
56.
It's too much.
Seven goalkeepers.
It's
I
too.
don't
What are they not
understand it.
listening to do? It's too much, and all of them
So
average
this is what
players.
I'm thinking.
Average
This
players.
average. So this is what I'm thinking, Casey. I think the Chelsea management they are preparing for a possible transfer ban
Mm.
following the charges against Chelsea and Man City. So I think they are preparing for a possible transfer ban. So they don't want to be caught like what happened in the last time where they had to bring young boys into the team, graduate young boys into the team, and they suffered that period.
Mm.
Uh, it's not wrong to do that, but are you not going to be unsettling so many of these players? Who wants to be on the bench?
True.
Do you understand? So the Chelsea team need to sort out these issues.
Yes,
They need to sort out.
I agree with you, Clint. They need to sort out their problems, and Enzo Maresca has already come out to say yes, the team is too large, and if because he was asked about Sterling, and he said, well, instead of me to answer Sterling's question directly, why he did not use Sterling, he said it's a technical decision why he did not use Sterling. So now we've established that Sterling has to be. So let's take the second leg. Englishman, him putting out a statement or his team putting out a statement on the match day. Do you think it's something he should have done? Because of course, this is a player that is in pains. This is a player that feels like I sabi play past all these people. So why would you leave me out of the team? And I'm a senior player, and I'm not even old. So releasing that statement about what the club wants to do to him and him feeling like, no, I'm supposed to be in the team, I will fight for my share, blah, blah, blah. Do you think professionally it's the right thing to do?
Uh, it might not be a right thing to do, but he has to do it in Chelsea as a football club at the stage they are now. Do you know why? You know, like you rightly said initially, these people are much in the team
Mm.
and they are human beings in the sense that there are a lot of pressure in them. Everybody wants to perform and the confidence is not there. So when you get any of them inside the pitch, looking at the bench and seeing that so many persons are there to replace me if I didn't perform, the person would want to please a lot of fantasy going on in his head and now losing the real confidence to play actual thing
Mm.
that anybody expects him to do inside that pitch. So there is confusion everywhere in that team. So they are now every one of them is fighting for a shirt. Whether you are fantastic, you are good, you are a senior man before this person, all those things. And now I feel I know why the coach used that word technical issue. You know, if you carry a Sterling and put to some extent, some persons in the pitch might not they might not be in good terms, seeing that they are not appalling well. You know, there's kind of politics that goes between footballers, even in the team play. If they don't have good relationship, maybe Sterling is showing them that he's a big man, he's a senior man amongst them. Let me tell you, most of them there, they might not tell you as a coach, but they have psychologists or people working, they are technically working on their senses and how they relate to each other. But they will not come to tell you all those things, but they are watching everything. So once the coach start dropping a senior player, know that most of the players there are not in recognize with that actual player. They are not in good terms. Their heart is not accepting this person. And once their heart is not accepting this person, if he's there to play, I tell you, they might not be giving him the right football, the right passes. They might be giving him passes, but it will not be the right pass. You see, there will be compromise in their play. Even they will give him balls that they know that he will lose, that he will struggle to even do well. So these are the politics in this game, and that is why they have some people that are working on their cycle. I don't know the right word to use, but I know there are
Psyche.
departments there, yes, that are working on those things. So these are the things. So that is why I feel that coach used that as a technical issue.
So it's, in your opinion, you're trying to say it's similar to the Ronaldo's position where they feel like him being in the team is unsettling the team and some players, so they have to cast
Exactly,
him out of Manchester.
exactly, exactly.
That's what you feel. So that's in your
And
opinion,
you know,
that's why he did.
most of these players, they have this attitude of any ball you get, you should look for me.
Mm.
And when you don't do it, you see it in their character, what they will do to you. Do you understand? So it's not
Englishman,
ugly.
yes, but Englishman, the problem, assuming Chelsea won that match yesterday, we would have been quiet. Though.
Yes,
But Chelsea
Casey,
played
Casey,
like a drowning team.
there was no way Chelsea would have won that match. Let's be honest.
Even if you put Sterling, do you know that they might even lose
No,
like 4-0 or 5?
Casey, yesterday Chelsea they were playing like they had no training at all.
These are
Misplaced
inexperienced,
passes,
mediocre players.
as
Mediocre
in
players.
misplaced passes. They could not even put strings of passes together. It was so shameful. It was so
I'm
shameful.
beginning, I'm beginning to doubt Enzo Maresca. I'm beginning
It's
to
not.
doubt,
See,
like I said,
Casey, I don't think it's a Maresca issue. It's not.
no, because he's no Clint, because he's giving me the Finidi vibes. And the reason and the reason I said that is when you're analyzing a football match, right? There are so many pieces to it, right? There's
Yes.
you looking at the formation, the style of play, but when it goes down to player selection, like you saw your team frowning. As a Chelsea fan, watched that match yesterday, and Chelsea were no way close to matching Man City. Then you had a Sterling on the bench, someone that is an ex-Man City player. As a matter of fact, it was like a star player in Man City.
That is the
We
sentiment
know
again.
that he still knows these players. We know that he still knows how his way around these players. He knows the weakness of these defenders. You have a star player on the bench, and you are bringing in a Disbury Hall to come and do what? Are we doing town hall meeting here that you are bringing in Disbury Hall?
A town hall different from Bar La Blue.
It has to be very different from blah blah because I don't understand. That's why I said we need to treat Chelsea's problem last because there are so many they have added the coach now to but assuming the coach use Sterling and the players were not able to put their passes together or there was something wrong with their style of play or maybe he used the wrong formation, I would have said okay, just test him. But when you a coach can't really read a game good enough to know when to put certain players or certain type of let's assume you made a mistake not to start Sterling. But on seeing what happened yesterday, was it a right man to start putting Pedro Neto? That one came in and just flopped his lines. A very useless player. Was it a time to start putting Disbury Hall? You have a tested Raheem Sterling. He will still collect salaries for yesterday, whether he pay or no pay. He will still collect his salary, and he's one of the highest paid players in the team in the club. So use him, even if you have the mind to dis dislodge him or displace him from the team. As long as he's still there, use him. Anyway, that's that for his team arrangement. Let's look at the transfer window right now. Of course, Chelsea are still in the business, the transfer business, and we're talking about them giving Lukaku
Casey,
to Napoli and bringing an Osimhen. Yesterday, it was looking like we no get striker.
there
We
was
saw
no
a
striker
Jackson
there.
there. We saw a Jackson there, but it was like he came to do Michael Jackson because we did not see any. That has to be a show, a Burna Boy show. That's what he came there because a striker that cannot shoot, that cannot hold possession. As a matter of fact, I can't even remember if he was in the game. I know he had one chance, one near miss that he would have scored. Those kind of Yakubu miss, those kind of misses you don't want to think of. So I'm thinking in my head, after that yesterday's match, Clint, if you are Chelsea's board, will you still be thinking whether you will get to see me or not?
What
I
I
mean, I
expect,
just now Zumbozo
what,
go see me, oh
what,
yeah, yeah.
what, what I expected from the Chelsea board this morning is saying we're getting Osimhen at all costs,
Oh God,
even if it means
oh,
spending 150 million, get
oh.
Osimhen in, because it was obvious yesterday. There was another player that impressed me yesterday for Chelsea,
Mm,
Lavia.
mm,
Lavia Lavia held his own, yes, at some point. But when a team is not well grounded, your efforts won't be noticed. Because when you give out some passes, you're expecting somebody to make a run for, and the person delays in making that run. It will look like a misplaced pass from you. Meanwhile, it's something you have in your head to execute, but the person you're playing with did not understand it. The boy was good yesterday.
Mm,
Um, Osimhen needs to come into Chelsea. You remember we talked about this
yes,
some editions from episode past that I said Chelsea need Osimhen more than Osimhen needs Chelsea.
true.
It's obvious. It's obvious.
It's just a very pathetic situation in Chelsea right now. But then, like we said, we are not just talking about Osimhen and Lukaku. We understand the drill. We understand that there are a whole lot of like Lukaku is on a very serious bill, wage bill. Sterling is on a very serious wage bill. Um, so
FFP, the FFP
bringing
rule,
in an Osimhen, they need to displace a Lukaku, if possible, displace a Sterling to
or even
make room
Mudrik,
for an Osimhen.
or
Eh?
even Mudrik. Mudrik,
Yes, no, they will
Mudrik
not
should
take
go.
Mudrik. Mudrik is still small. I think they are trying. They have this business model of buy young players, groom them, then sell them, then buy because at the market Chelsea has been going in the last 2 years. Now just a pepper market, tomato market. They are not buying anything serious. Other teams are going to market to buy cow, bull, ram. Chelsea is going to buy pepper, chili, tomato, tatashe, atarodo. Nothing serious about the club. Like I was telling this man yesterday that I'm not proud being a Chelsea fan. It's not because we are losing matches, but it's like those are the end of affairs. They just make decisions out. I don't know how. I don't know the rationale behind how they make that decision, and it's very annoying and very painful. Well, yes, we know there are a whole lot of players, 40 something to 50 players that they need to at least find a way to take out just 25 for the season and either loan them or sell them outrightly. Yes, we know. But Osimhen is not even a it's not a how what is it? It's not even something we should be deliberating right now because the team put all those last year, put all those guys together, Mudryk, put all of them, they will not give us an Osimhen effect. There was no when Chelsea lacked when they went out of gas steam. I did not even see where goal will come from.
There was no hope.
No hope. But even
Caicedo
if a Man City
misplacing
is not playing
passes.
well and you are seeing a Haaland, you still have in mind that Haaland fit still land one goal based on saying a Haaland. You know, you are still having hope. Just that kind of Drogba hope that Chelsea will not be playing well as usual. We know that Drogba, once he's in the field, Drogba can throw one ball inside and level up. But Chelsea, no hope. Striking, no hope. Midfielder, we are talking of Labi and the rest. These people are young. You
Caicedo
cannot
was the most useless midfielder yesterday.
you cannot even be playing these midfielders against De Bruyne, against an Odegaard. These people go use all those my Chelsea boys. Them. So the annoying thing is we have a lot of average mediocre players, sell most of them, get quality players, and fit into the team. That's all we are requiring as a Chelsea fan. Else, since they start now, start the wear Ghana jersey because me, they had me. Try be dey open mouth Chelsea football club dey pay my bill. Ah,
See,
I was
I
telling
have
this
told
man
you,
yesterday. No,
I
they
told
cannot
you
do
Is
yesterday.
this coming from you?
this.
You cannot be saying this. If Chelsea is angry and they are not doing well, you're supposed not to be eating by now. I don't like this they are doing. You should be a good fan.
All right, guys. All right, guys. I guess we'll just draw the curtain to the end of the Premier League review this very Monday night. All right, your party notes, guys. Your party notes for your team. Anyone? Clint, do you have anything to say for Arsenal fans, Man City fans?
Um, it's going to be a long season. Looking at what happened over the weekend, matches over the weekend, it shows that it's going to be a very long season. And um, I see a lot of big teams crying, a
Mm.
lot of big teams crying. Um, we just hope for the best for Arsenal. That's all I have to say.
You hope for the best for Arsenal. Yes. Thank you very much, the Englishman. Are you hoping for what this time?
Okay, Pep Guard is there in Man City, and the league will be easier for Man City.
Mm,
Okay,
mm,
uh, it will be easier for Man City, but I am rooting for Arsenal to take it this time because if Man City continue taking it because of Pep Guard or whoever that is fantastic or whatever, it will look as if it's not competitive again. You
It
understand?
becomes a
So
farmers league.
yes, it's better Arsenal who is equally doing well like Man City and their coach is trying should come and pick it this time. The only other team that I saw and I love the way they play, even their first match was Aston Villa. They were astounding. I love the moves. It's sweet. Okay, so and I think they equally have a good coach.
mm.
So I wish those kind of teams can come up with a better storm
Of
this
the
week.
best. All right. All right. Thank you very much. Of course, final word from me. Of course, there's only one message I have. Chelsea Football Club, go get Victor Osimhen. Thank you very much for joining us here, Sport Edition.
Remember, see you on Thursday.
We will see you again on
Is this
Thursday.
show?
All right.
Is
Thursday,
this show?
9 p.m.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
yeah.
This is bye bye from all of us. Bye bye.
And share.
Boyushie.